Hi, it's Bruce. It's Sunday, January 21st, 2010, and went to the theater a couple times this weekend. Staying home today and watching some DVR. I got Frost Nixon and The Reader, two films I've been waiting to see. So let's see what the weekend brought us. Well, yesterday we went to see a matinee of The Miracle Worker by William Gibson. Old warhorse of a play I've never really seen on stage. And everybody knows the film, I think, with Anne Bancroft and Patty Duke, two Oscar winners. And this production I was looking forward to because Alison Pill plays Annie Sullivan and Abigail Breslin from Little Miss Sunshine plays Helen Keller. Directed by Helen Wariski, and it's at the Circle in the Square, which is a theater in the round, in the oval round. All right, well, I wish I had better things to say about this. I'll tell you what the biggest problems are first, and that is and I can't quite pin this down, and I've read a lot of comments, but it's very difficult to watch. It's very badly staged, and it has to do with the theater, the production, the set, and the direction, I think, all coming at loggerheads. Unfortunately, I was in a seat in the 200 section, I believe. It's shaped, the Circle in the Square is shaped like an oval, and we were at this end of the oval, and then there's that end of the oval and these sides. I think if you sit on the two sides of the oval, you won't have many problems. However, staging a drama like this in the round is problematic. Now, where does the set come in that causes these problems? Well, there's two door frames, which I think are just extraneous, and why they haven't cut them, because they had to have had complaints. I don't know. You can mime the door frames. I know you lean in them and they're used, but they're opening up these door frames and closing the door frames, and they're standing in the door frames. And the door frames, which are at each end of the oval, block several of the seats on those two ends. Excuse all these exaggerated hand things. Okay, I was sort of in the center of the top of that oval. People to my left and people to my right, and I missed the entire scene where Annie Sullivan sits and tries to teach Helen at the dinner table to eat with a spoon, and she keeps throwing the spoons, if you remember the movie or if you know the play. Didn't see any of it. Well, we could see the spoons flying, and the people behind me and the people in front of me, all the way down. Now, it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. It's about 11 rows. So that's 11 rows, say 4 seats each on each side of the theater have blockage from probably that scene. Anytime they sat at the dinner table and those door frames were there, it's ridiculous to have those door frames there. People talk about this all the time, and I've read online that people have talked about it. Also, even without the door frames, in the round, when Annie Sullivan comes and greets Helen Keller at the beginning, Abigail Breslin is small, and Alison Pill's not big, but if Alison Pill is standing with her back towards you, as she was in the first scene where she meets her, she's doing something with Helen's hands or face or something, but you can't see Helen, and I couldn't see what Alison Pill was doing. I saw Alison Pill's back. I can't imagine that other people don't have this problem. Unfortunately, I hate to review a show where I missed most of the scenes that are dramatic, but I missed them, and so I got to talk about it. All right, now as for performances, Alison Pill, I love Alison Pill. I've loved her on stage. She was in the show In Therapy on TV with Gabriel Byrne. I think she gives a decent performance, but I wasn't moved. Of course, how could I be moved? I missed a good eighth of her performance visually. And Abigail Breslin, I thought, was fine, but you know, the audience, the rest of the audience seemed to like it, and I had bad seats. I think also there's a scene where Annie Sullivan, Helen Keller locks her in, and there's a big thing about having to get her out of the window on the second floor. This might have worked in the original when there might have been a two-tiered set, I assume. I never saw the original. But it was sort of weird that they do this whole ladder getting her off the ground. I know it's in the script, but I just think that the staging, the setting, and the direction could have fixed some of these moments somehow other than the way they were. This production just didn't work for me. I hate to say it. I will only recommend it if you get the side seats and if you want to see the show and see Abigail Breslin and Alison Pill, but it was one of the bigger disappointments. I've seen recently Time Stands Still, brilliant new play, Boys in the Band, The Pride, View from the Bridge, all very good, solid productions, and this was the first production in a long time that I was just totally disappointed in. I want to say a few words about KLEA BLACKHURST. She's doing her review, her one-woman show, with band of three. Everything the traffic will allow. She's back again at the Snapple Theater. She plays just Saturdays at 5 o'clock. I saw it when it was in its first incarnation at the Snapple Theater. This is her second return, I think. She was back. Now I think she's back again. It's a delightful hour and a half. She doesn't imitate Ethel Merman. If you haven't seen her, she gives Ethel a tribute. I've never been the biggest Ethel Merman fan. If you had to cut the people who were fans of the 60s of Mary Martin and Ethel Merman, I probably chose the Mary Martin side. I appreciate Ethel Merman. But what KLEA does is she tells lots of stories about the history of Ethel, very warm and telling stories, very funny stories. She does a lot of the great music that was written for her, not in an Ethel Merman impersonation. That's what makes the show even better. Songs for things that you're not familiar with, Something for the Boys, and Panama Hattie, or some of these shows you're not quite familiar with. It ran, you know, decent length of time back then, 6 months. Of course, to her bigger hits, Annie Get Your Gun, and her last appearance in Hello Dolly, singing a song that was written for her for Hello Dolly when she was originally scheduled. Maybe. They wrote Hello Dolly supposedly for Ethel Merman in mind, so she got around to doing it around the 11th replacement toward the end. So this is a really fun show to see. You can get tickets, well, they're on TDF. If you're not a member of TDF, there's discounts on Playbill, and you can get on Ticketmaster.com. It's only one performance a week. I think it's a little hard to find where you get the tickets, but Ticketmaster.com has them, TDF has them, and you can see discounts, I think, on Theater Mania and Playbill. So I recommend it. You can see it between two shows if you want to put in a 3-day show. It's an hour and a half at 5, so it fits between a matinee and an evening. So I highly recommend KLEA BLACKHURST again. It was a lot of fun. And now I'm just going to recommend, for those of you who love cheese, and I don't mean the kind you eat, the kind you can watch on TV, Starz has a new series called Spartacus. And the picture I just showed is my favorite actor in Spartacus who plays Crixus. His name is Manu Bennett, and it's a lot of it's like tiny soft porn, but it is cheesy and it's gladiatorial, and the script, they preface the scripts by going, we are using rough language to show how it really was used back in Roman times, and it's very funny. If you like gladiatorial bombardment and Roman sexual innuendo. Well, not so much innuendo. They show quite a bit. There's a lot of nudity in it. But it's kind of cheesy and kind of fun. If you think it's awful, but you can... I'm the kind of person who can sort of watch this cheesy Roman awful stuff and find it entertaining when you have nothing else to do. So Spartacus, Blood and Sand. It's on Friday nights. And, oh, don't listen to me. It's really ridiculous, but I keep watching it.